Hello, Void! Back once more, and, yeah, just dipping into this collection again. Okay, so, today, Nabonga. Okay, so, this one is a mixed bag. I don't know if it's really called it a horror film, despite this whole midnight movie, bone-chilling features. Yeah, no. Though it does seem like I do watch a lot of gorilla movies. And this is another one. Now, usually the title, it says Nabonga, and then just in brackets underneath, gorilla. Now, as far as I can tell, Nabonga doesn't mean gorilla. I don't know what they're trying to say, and they're probably just making up an African-sounding word. I mean, bonga, or Nabonga, to some degree, in Zulu means thank you, or as a way of praise. But I don't think that's what they're going for. Particularly when the few African characters that actually says anything that's not English is in Swahili. So there is that. But yeah, so there is that. I think it's Swahili. It doesn't really say. I think it's Swahili. But that's a little uncomfortable in another way, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, this film promises a woman running around the jungle with a gorilla and some people coming across her. So a lesser Mighty Joe Young, maybe. But it doesn't even get to there. So, plot. A girl whose age is sort of indeterminate. She's somewhere between, I'd say, 6 and 10. And her father are on a plane that crashes down in Africa. Now, her father was on the run from embezzling a bunch of money from his business, and so that's why his quick flight. And they crash land in the jungle, and she saves a gorilla from some hunters and nurses him back to health. And so, kicking off a lifelong friendship. Smash cut to, I don't know how many years later. It's not really clear. But she's an adult now. So, between 10 and 20 years, I guess. But, which seems a really long time because someone's now looking for this plane that went down to essentially recover some of the things and help clear his father's name, who was the partner, the guy who defrauded all these people. It's really complicated for a movie about a monkey. Anyway. So he follows a trail, and by saving the life of one of the natives, he gets directions essentially out to the middle of the jungle and to the land of the White Witch, along with a house with wings, which would be indicating the plane that went down. So, yeah. So, the native boy, man, it's kind of unclear what his age is. I'd say 18 to what? Oh, he actually is kind of hard to tell for him. He acts young, but he looks older. His name is Tobo, and he is our uncomfortable stereotype for the evening. Now, I will say they at least treat him better than would be expected for at least how the main character interacts with him. He keeps trying to assure him that no, he doesn't own him despite saving his life, and is trying to, and while appreciate some of the things he doesn't need him to go out of his way for it. That said, Tobo is calling him Bwana, which translates to boss or master, which is a little uncomfortable. especially with the amount of their dynamic is awkward. Particularly with Tobo's sudden off-screen death. They did not handle that very well, and for a while I was unclear whether he actually was dead or not. Anyway, after he gets the directions from Tobo, a mercenary who's also on the trail for the money that was lost, and a waitress who is along the once cut, start trailing after him and trying to follow him into this land to steal all the jewels. Okay. They get out there, and this girl, Doreen, all grown up now, and with her gorilla buddy, Samson, and she becomes infatuated with our hero, who comes up, Ray Gorman, and politely asks her gorilla friend Samson not to kill him. Now, this is one violent gorilla. He is ripping people apart throughout a lot of this movie. They don't show any of it. This movie's like 1944, so no, they're not showing anything. But how much death this gorilla causes and how okay with it Doreen is, it's a little weird. And I appreciate it, don't get me wrong. So, she wants him to stay with her. He just wants to, hey, look, those jewels that you're wearing and that your father took don't belong to you. I have to bring them back. And she's all, no, they're mine. Now, I will say the actress playing Doreen does a really good job. Julie London. Now, because the fact that she crashed in the jungle when she was very small, they do a good job of making her uneducated, but not stupid, which is an important distinction. Like, they'll make a few more naive comments, like when he's trying to, then when Ray is trying to figure out if she's actually the daughter, asks her what her father's name is, she's just like, his name is Father, because, you know, that's all she knew him as. But in a case, I'll say that I understand your words, but not what you mean. But it makes sense. But that said, she's able to clearly figure out a bit what's going on, but clearly has little distinction of right and wrong, hence having no problem with her gorilla Samson killing people, and that these jewels are stolen. They believe that her father gave them to him, so that makes them hers. So it becomes this sort of awkward back and forth of her wanting him to stay because this is the first white man she's seen, and first man that she hasn't had her gorilla kill, so that. But then the other expedition catches up, and things get violent. Culminating at a rather lackluster ending, really, of just, after it all then, she just suddenly is like, okay, fine. I'll come back with you. Done. And, like, really, it seemed as we're going at a decent pace, and it just suddenly just ran to the finish line here. So, is the movie good? It's not bad. It's dated. And there's a lot of stock footage, animal shots, but the acting's really not bad. They have Buster Crabbe in it, who I believe was from the Flash Gordon series, and Buck Rogers, so he's pretty well known for these kind of over-the-top, cheesy action roles, and he does a good job here. But the uncomfortable race dynamic is present. And the patronizing amount of that he does to her is there. Also, I don't know why she's wandering around in a perfectly fitting dress that's clearly professionally made and some very nice shoes, despite having lived out in the jungle for 10 to 20 years. So... But anyway, it's not terrible, and I wasn't really bored watching it, but it didn't have anything really that makes you gotta see it. It's a two MacGuffin movie. like many of this collection, it's a 2, I guess. Alright, that's about it. Thank you.